Here's part 3 of setting up this squeeze page follow-up system. Now we're at the easy part, in fact. Although the other 2 sections you can see were pretty simple, this is the super easy part because we're a 90-second website builder. Here's where I'm going to take the opt-in form that I created at Aweber and paste it into my website. Now, you'll remember we got some code over there at Aweber, and now all I have to do is use the HTML tool and put it in. But let me do a little bit of review, because this is the 3rd video in a series of 3. So let's go back to Aweber really quick. Right here it is. And I'm in the area for this list that I created for this demonstration. I'm under Web Forms, and here's that form that we made in video number 2. Now I can always go back to this form by clicking here. And just as a reminder, here's the form design that we used. And then we went to go get our code, which was here. And we picked HTML, and here's the code that we copy. And let me minimize this. And now we're back at 90-second website builder. All I would have to do is go get my HTML tool right here. And I'm going to draw a box and double click, paste the code in. That's pretty much it. Okay. Now, as you can see, I drew a box like this. And as you'll see in a moment, it doesn't really matter how I drew this box. Why? Well, because the size and shape of that opt-in form was determined at Aweber. I'll show you what I mean. If I hit F5 to preview this, you'll see the form actually is narrow and over here. So when I draw my box, it really doesn't matter. What matters is how I've designed my form. Now you can see that even if I drew my box like this, or actually let's exaggerate, even if I drew my box like this, click F5, see all it does is it moved it over. Here's why. The HTML box, all it's doing is it's containing the code, and that code determines the size and shape of the form. So I have a couple of options. I can experiment. I'll show you what I mean. Even if I move this box way over here on top of whatever this is going to be, and I click F5, you'll see that the form does move over. But that gets messy. I don't want to have to do it that way. I want to change the shape of that form. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to Aweber, because I kind of want my form to be pretty much the shape of this box. Well, I can't do that here. I got to go back to Aweber. So let's go there. So here's where we left off, Aweber. But let's go back to the design part of this form. And this is something you'll see is very, very handy. Remember when we could choose the design that we wanted, we can also edit this design. Well, I want my form to be a little bit fatter. So watch this. Yes, I can stretch it a little bit. I can stretch it a lot, in fact. And in fact, I could even, there's a little footer here. I could get rid of this and make it even more like what I'm looking for. Have kind of a nice interface. So now my form is going to be a little bit different shape. Well, if that's what I want, and by the way, I can kind of look at it over here and kind of line it up. Oh yeah, that's probably a better shape and size. Let's save that. But remember, that means I got to get new code. So I'm going to have to go to Publish, get my code, because now it's changed, obviously. I've changed the size of it. So let's copy this. Go back to 90-second. Let's paste in some new code. The one that's got my new size. Paste. Okay. There we go. Now, hopefully it's closer to this shape. Let's F5 it. What do you know? Okay. So as you can see, it's really easy to put it in 90-second. It's a matter of copy and pasting it into your HTML tool. How the form looks, the size and shape of it, that's what you do over at Aweber. And that's really not that hard. As you could see in video 2, it was very easy to create a list, choose a template for the form, and then simply get that code. And then all you're doing is you're pasting it in to 90-second website builder. Now remember, we also told Aweber where our success page is going to be. Once somebody opts into our form, and then they go to the confirmation page that Aweber provides, and then they're sent the email that Aweber provides, they eventually have to go to my success page. So I want to make sure I've created that page in 90-second as well, otherwise they won't have anywhere to go. So that's how that works. So putting the code in from Aweber to 90-second is the simplest part of the whole process. So hopefully these 3 videos haven't been too complicated. I've broken them up so that you can do it in a step-by-step way. But the point is, it's easy for you to set up a squeeze page system so that you can begin capturing leads and following up with your autoresponder system. And it's easy to do, as you can see, in 90-second Website Builder.